told you?
Who fuck you know?
You stay there and you shut your mouth.
Look, hey, look,
Stay there and shut your mouth.
44th precinct is the lousiest precinct in the Bronx.
Our story takes place in the 44th Precinct, South Bronx, New York. This 1 square mile area has the highest crime rate in New York City. For 3 months in 1976, while riding with the officers of the 4-4, we witnessed firsthand their daily confrontation with crime. What you are about to see is a candid report. Events such as these happen every day in every city, wherever there is high crime.
Doherty and Gleason and Woody and Smith are here, right? All right. True stakeouts 167, 176, 44 Charlie's got the mail, safe driving, keep the desk informed, everything you got. Here's some notes. Agresta, in police, pass them around to be easier, right? The weather's bad, right? Another lousy night, be careful driving the cars. This parking don't affect you. What is that, something heavy? Yeah, something. It's not 61%. No. All right, 1185 Anderson, right? The Black Liberation Army. They seem to be milling around that area again. We're talking about a Volkswagen red. John, what's the car you saw last night?
The Volkswagen van, red, white top.
Red Volkswagen van, 1185 Anderson. If you see it in that area, keep your eyes open. If you make an arrest, you got to make out that warrant form. You go to court in a day tour, you got to make out that survey. They're running for 30 days, right? You all know about the hard bill. You all know about working 3 days for free by June 30th, right?
All right, I got something here. This guy's supposed to be in this command. He's wanted by the 2-8 for attempted murder with a gun. He's living right now at 1240 Walton Avenue. Make a couple stops up there just in case during the night. See if you can come up with him. Right? Well, you know, hey.
If you go off, take the conditions unit with you.
Right? Cover your backside. All right. Just in case it's... All right? I'll pass it around just in case he might be on the street.
Look at this. One picture's worth 1,000 words, right? All right, John Fine's wife called. He's in a hospital tonight. Pains in the chest. I don't know. Someplace upstate. Milligan's here now. Carol, Roberts, and police here?
Yeah, he can be rehabilitated.
That's it. That's the end of the story. Let's be careful out in the street. Let's go. Come on. Take a pose.
They have a crap game over here.
They got the crap game
right
over here.
So there's the crap game here.
Yeah, it's
now you watch everybody run, except the guy dancing.
I don't want to see any of the dice rolling.
Well, the church groups and everybody is saying, well, we don't want crap games.
Yeah, like it's an eyesore for the people around here that are nice, you know, and there are a heck of a lot of people around here that are nice. And all these the crap games and the card games out in the street, and it's an eyesore. this is high crime here, right? And it has been for about three or 4 years, and it'll be high crime. God knows how long it'll be high crime. But there are certain men, you know, that can just take a certain amount of this, and after 5, 6, or 7 years of this pace, it's got to get to you. There's no way. And if you allow it to get to you, you in turn are going to express it in your own way. And this is where you find that, you know, that some cops get tight about things and they get edgy or they get paranoid, like you said, or something like that. Not every cop has the same attitude about the job. Or
they should bring it to a shrink every 5 years.
Yeah, every 5 years.
It's like drying out.
Laid
every 5
down
years.
on a couch
For a couple of months.
48 Henry 17 all the way in your play, King.
This is the Javelin's block. This is right here. That's about 100, I guess, all told. 100, 125. And they know us, and we know them, and they say hello, and we say hello, and we played a little game where we take their clubs off them. We grabbed a couple of them tonight. They were trotting around the street with us here, and a young kid. And they carry these things, and they'll use them. And that's the shame in the matter, that they hurt each other and that they kill each other. And they have an area that they consider theirs, and if a rival gang comes into their area, there'll be trouble.
The Savage Coast, they wanted to have a meeting with us today to talk.
You just gave it back to me.
We went over there, all of us went over there.
Peace, God.
We all went over there. They were full of, hey, they full of shit, man. They didn't even come.
That's true.
And we were gonna mess them up.
They're in high school.
Hey, yo, bro, they have the S in my boy's back. He's
Yeah, that's right. On his boy's back, they carve an S.
S for
We wanna fuck them up today.
He carved the S in my boy's back. My boy's laying in the hospital in intensive care, critical condition. That's, you know, that's really fine.
So now, we're here, right? And we promise, if we find the one that carved the S, they're gonna get a J.
Just hanging around at 169 in Sheridan. That's what I'm saying. Don't go over there.
We just went over there.
We waiting for them to come
We just
here.
went over there.
Once they come over here,
We're
we'll
gonna
get
get locked
them.
up over there.
Once they come over here, we get them.
Hey, that makes 2 people, man. Here you go. Supreme Enchantress, you see that? Javelins, you see? Get a good look at it.
Good look at it.
No. Right, but see, my
That's
mom.
it. Savage Coast, we get them, we're gonna mess them up.
Because if your boy was
Savage Coast are big, but that ain't nothing. The bigger you are, the harder you fall.
tell him, bro. That's the way it is, man. That's the way it is.
That's it.
I thought everything's been quiet for a couple of weeks.
Everything been quiet, but today they wanted to fight with us.
Yeah.
So the Savage Coast.
They didn't come up here today.
No, they didn't. They told us to go over there, so we went down there to fight them, and nobody showed up.
It's okay, man.
All right. Look at this one. Oh, Jesus. Here, feel this here. Now, if it hits you, it could really hurt you.
So you take weapons off them all the time?
Every night.
I'm not stick man, my pipe.
No, you can't have your pipe on there.
It took me to get that pipe.
Oh, no, you can't have a pipe.
Man, let me get at least my pipe.
No, you can't.
I want to make this hard stick ball back.
The Wolves Youth Gang cars 10-1 the 5-2. All TPU sergeants 10-1 the 5-2. KEA 394.
Take mine, don't take mine. Hey, Liz Gino.
Take care, man. 414 Central.
Go ahead, King.
Hi, how you doing?
Hi.
Call the police?
Yes, I did.
What's the problem?
Well, the lady next door, I didn't bother her. She kicked up and knocked, opened up my door and, you know, and knocked us off at his face. See?
Yeah.
And I said, well, if I broke up this house, if things you broke in this house, you gotta pay for them, you know.
Yeah. Well, what started the problem?
I wasn't here, mister. I was downstairs. She was not, we wasn't talking for a year.
How do you know it's her?
She told me.
She
She opened the door and she cursed me out and said she did it because I slams my door too much. And there's nobody here but I and my husband, so how can I, there's nobody ever slam the door. But this door, you go out and you slam it, it got the rub.
Have you talked to the manager about this? You know,
this happened the night while I was on police patrol.
You never had any other problems with it before?
I haven't had any problems.
All right, well, we'll speak to her. Now, what would you like us to do? You know, you can't, you know, we can't let you can't go back and knock her door up, you know. But
I can tell you one thing: she's threatening my life. So if anything happened to me or anything happened to her, you would know why. Because she said what she gonna do to me. So then I'm not afraid of her.
Okay, so we're gonna suggest. I'm gonna suggest what you do. She's gonna have to go and get a summons for her.
That's right.
Okay, you have a piece of paper. I'll write down the information for you.
Where must go?
Give me a piece of paper. I'll write it down.
Come on in.
She must have used an iron bar.
Well, you don't want it locked up, right? You just rather go to court and straighten it out between the management and everything?
Yeah.
You know?
Straighten it out.
Because
I don't want people threatening my life. This come out of the hospital 2 weeks ago.
Right,
and this thing y'all live, they send me back. I got a heart condition. I can't bother.
Do us one favor though. We're outside speaking to her. Leave your door closed, okay?
Oh, yes, I'm.
We heard your side, we'll hear her side, and then.
But she told me. I've been saying, somebody was trying to break in when we come in, and she opened her door and said, no, nobody gonna come to broke in. I did it, because you're always slamming your door and making noise and all. For what reason? Getting back at me for something? Mama call this person. Ask any neighbor on this floor.
I gotta put on all the lights. I thought somebody broke in.
I talked to the manager to fix this thing.
Right.
To fix the door.
Hello, it's the police. Would you open up, please? Hi, how you doing?
I'm all right. In my way, I'm all right when and if and when I want to. When I ask people, with the slamming and the banging and the going on of the door, I'm not going to take it.
Okay, but this is not the way to solve the problem, though. You should solve the problem with the manager of the building or through the court, okay?
I'm not taking no nonsense from none of them in here.
Well,
did you hit that door?
Yes, I did hit it.
Yeah, but you shouldn't do that.
And this is what I hit it with. Believe me, and if I had caught her tonight, I would have gotten her with it too. And I have no intention of saying I'm not going to do it. What you're not supposed to do, I'm doing.
What is it?
It's a flat iron, one of those old-time irons. And I'm not playing.
I understand that, but you shouldn't do that.
You can't do that, that's not right.
Oh, but they could do. It's all right with me.
No, you go to management.
And I don't do.
We told you what to do. You have to.
I want that back.
You have to go through the.
And taking that isn't going to do you no good because I got two more.
Do you?
And I intend to use it.
You're not going to use it anymore tonight, though, are you?
I'm going to use it anytime I see.
Yeah, but now what you're doing now is you're creating a problem for yourself, okay? As it is now, you can straighten this out with the management.
Nobody else causing the
You're not
problem?
listening to me, though. Now, if you go to and you straighten it out with the management, you can go to court. As it is now, you're trying to straighten the problem out by taking the matter into your own hands. All you're going to do is you're going to cause grief for yourself. Okay? We don't want to be part of it.
There's things in their own here. But anything that they do, I'm doing.
Well,
there's nothing nobody is going to stop.
Well, we told them what to do. Why don't you do the same thing we told them? Why don't you go and get a summons for them? I'll give you the address where you can go and get a summons.
I'm not going anywhere but
all right, she's going to go get a summons for you.
She could get 10 summonses. It doesn't bother me. Nothing bothers me.
I see
when
that.
I was in here quiet and didn't bother anybody, I was a bother to them. Because I was in here quiet. I don't bother anybody in here.
Right.
And I'm not going to take no nonsense from her or anybody else in here.
Then you know what's going to happen, though.
Because I am single, I am not going to take it.
But you know what's going to happen, though, don't you? Because you keep causing the problems, they're going to throw you out.
I didn't start.
But they're not going to ask you to start it,
and when they throw me out, she's going to pay for everything. She's going to pay for everything.
Then you're going to have to go through the court. You're going to have to go through the court.
Court or no court, she's going to pay for everything.
How are you going to straighten it out?
The marks on her door, the marks that she should have on her damn body.
Well, if you do that, then you're going to get arrested, all right?
Then I have to be arrested.
Well, if that's the way you want it, then we'll be glad to oblige you. But
nothing scares me, mister. Nothing scares me. Because nothing scares the rest of them in there when they get ready to pick at me. And she's one. And she's been picking a long time ago. And I am not going to take it.
Okay. All right. Well, could you lay off it for tonight then? Until
I'm not promising to lay off anytime.
Well, I'm telling you, if you continue what happens, what's going to happen is the midnight crew is going to come on.
Okay, just let it rest, all right, for now?
She's not going to cause you any more problems tonight.
I'm not telling anybody I'm letting anything
She's not going to
rent.
promise. She doesn't want to promise.
All right,
No,
don't
I'm
promise.
not gonna promise.
Don't promise.
Because I'm not gonna promise and then go back on my word.
Right. Well, we wouldn't want you to do that, though.
But make it a maybe.
Could you
No,
make
I'm
it?
not gonna make it no maybe.
No maybe?
How about an almost maybe?
No.
No?
Because once you get ready, there's a slamming and the banging of the door.
Well,
The damn
She's got a
kids
rug
get
there.
the
I don't
damn.
know how she can make so much noise. It would annoy you though that badly. Why don't you take it in front of the manager?
Your nerves can take so much and no more.
I can understand that. Okay.
Okay.
And I am not promising nobody.
All right. Make it an almost maybe though.
No, it's not. It's gonna be an old.
No more problems tonight, all right?
I'm not promising nobody anything because if I get her, she gonna get just what's in that door. So you taking that ain't doing nothing because I got 2 more of those.
Oh, okay. All right. You just take it easy tonight, all right?
No, I'm not taking it easy.
Okay. No, you
Well, if we come back, we'll come back, all right? And then we'll go into the precinct. We'll straighten it out that way.
Look.
Okay? Thank you. Good night.
Good night. You have on her body.
Yeah.
Right. The posterity show what the little lady's making. What the hell is this?
Flat iron.
Jesus Christ.
A robbery by 2 young male blacks. They came in with a shotgun and a .45. Put the patrons of the club on the floor. Went about, taking their monies and things. The DOA is a male Hispanic that doesn't speak English, and he was apparently intoxicated. He tried to take the shotgun from one, and the second offender shot him twice. And as you see him here, that's where he fell. He hasn't been touched. Apparently, there was one shell that he coughed up with the blood. It's still at the scene. Okay? Yeah. We understand they're 2 young male blacks, teenagers. We have some witnesses. They were seen leaving the area on foot. So we've taken all the witnesses into the station house.
You want one of this whole place?
Yeah. 80422. So went in here and came out here? Yeah.
So it wasn't
Yeah, just spin it out.
They said they heard 2 shots.
Yeah, right here is what you got hit here. Right here, yeah. Came out here. I came out to the time. Right there. Left? Right. No, back here. Oh, come out there? Yeah, okay.
That's what it's something
Yeah, well, so it's over here.
But
he got hit the wrist though. Yeah. So we went out. Right. We went across.
On the left side, we crossed through the right side.
Yeah.
And then they went in the
Right here. It's on this side.
on his left shoulder.
Right. Came in the crossed over. In the left.
See
Crossed over, came out.
I guess he is.
Came out the right. I look at, examine his head. There's nothing in his head.
Hey, listen, that's about it with you guys, though, huh?
Yeah, I'm just looking to see if I find another bullet or anything, but I don't see anything really.
Well, we're at the point now is interviewing each witness separately, and many times they wouldn't want to be taped, which I think you can understand.
Ahorita el tigre, pero yo lo vi, yo lo hizo.
Digo, el que tengo que hacer un cagado.
Mira, yo me cago.
Yo brinqué para arriba del tiro. Yo no me cago, yo no me cago porque todo no. Vamos. ¿Usted va?
Unfortunately, in this case, it didn't work out. The individuals that committed the robbery may have been from out of town, may have been from another borough, and we just didn't have their pictures. It's not that they may not have been arrested at any time. We didn't have their photographs, or either that or the witnesses didn't pick the suspects out at this time. We are following up on the investigation. The investigation is still pending, and we have a ray of hope that we will break it in the near future. But robbery homicides are always a little difficult. I would say the last 10 years, the homicide rate has increased by leaps and bounds. We hit our peak probably in 1972 when the Bronx had 430 homicides. I can remember when I first started in homicide, I think we had 65. That was back in '63. Up to date here now, we have 205 homicides. I think we had a period there this summer where we ran 51 homicides for 51 days. We were figuring it was one for every day for that 51-day period. And that puts quite a strain on the personnel you have working.
The young lady stated that her brother was in the apartment and threw her out. Her mother's in the apartment. They kept her in the apartment for 2 weeks before, and he was in a mental institution. All right? She wants to get back in there. It's a two-way key locked on the door. He's the only one who has the keys to the house. Supposedly keeps an automatic pistol under his pillow.
So who's in there besides him?
The mother and supposedly a 6-year-old baby brother.
So who called?
The daughter right here.
Last Friday, he put me out.
And today's your first time coming back since last Friday?
Night.
Today's Friday.
He put us out last Friday. I was back last night. Then I came back tonight, and he slammed the door in my face and wouldn't let me in to see my own mother.
Let me tell you, nobody going faster than me when somebody's shaking me.
What's your mother's name?
Anime.
Anime! Police again. Will you open the door, please?
Hold your breath. We'd like to talk to you. Thank you very much.
Okay, you come out and I'll talk to you.
Why couldn't you just open the door and just let me in like when I first came here?
You've been gone since last week, though.
Yeah.
You talk to her.
You speak to us.
You want me to leave, Mama? You want me to leave? Huh? You want me to leave?
Is she holding her? Your mother is in there. But she says she's not holding her? She won't let us in, though. She won't let us in at all. Oh, we can take the door. Yeah, I guess we do that. All right. Sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave right now.
These are the emergency service. They're armed with shotguns. They'll possibly take the door off. The shotguns are here. The reasons that possibly he does have a gun. To our knowledge now, he could be holding one of the people in there at gunpoint. The woman refuses to open the door.
All right, this is the policeman. We're gonna come in.
I know. What's he gonna come in here for? Ain't nobody, nothing wrong with nobody in there.
Well, then why don't you open the door? All right, let us see for ourselves and we'll go away.
Robert, open the door. I don't want to break your door down. Robert, we're coming in.
There's a woman in there and there's a little
You want us to go?
Okay,
we're coming in.
You're gonna test it the same way, right?
Come on.
Robert, open the door. I don't want to break your door down.
You don't pay no rent, you won't break my door down for.
Well, I'm telling you, we're going to break the door down. Now open the door. Come on, you've played this shit again long enough.
Save us a lot of trouble. Yourself too.
Okay? Okay, sir?
Take a break. Take a break.
It ain't gonna go.
That's some tough love, man.
We got him.
Alright, I'm gonna open the door.
Alright, open it!
I won't be able to open it.
No, now it's jammed.
They're gonna have to hit it because
All right. Watch it. What is it? Press thing first.
Watch it. Where's Robert? Where's Robert? Where's Robert?
Where's Robert?
Watch the door.
he was in the house all day. We was sleeping with the Lord.
What was he doing to you?
He was sleeping.
Was he holding you against your will? Why didn't you open the door for us?
I had to Mom, please come with me.
You know that we were going to break it down again then.
For what?
For you.
For what? Every time I come to my house?
Listen, your mother wanted us to come in when we first got here, right?
Oh,
she said,
come on.
open the door.
Oh, please,
She
come
asked
on.
you to
I
open
spoke
the
to my
door.
lawyer. I spoke to my family down south and everybody and tell them how my sister them treat me and everything. Why they treat
What
me
did
like
your
this?
sister out for?
I didn't put her out.
She said she did. Both sisters.
I had to pay $333 rent.
All right,
Yeah.
listen,
I asked her to help me pay
Brother.
half of the rent. She don't want to help me pay the rent and stuff.
Where's the gun?
What gun?
The gun you had.
My brother left it around here somewhere. I don't know where it's
You know
at.
where it is. Come on.
I don't
You
know.
gotta tell us where. We're gonna find it anyway.
We're gonna tear the whole house apart.
It
Well,
saves
I didn't.
time. You had it.
So I didn't have no gun. You can't put no
Both
gun
your
on me.
sisters said that you had the gun.
My brother left a gun around here somewhere. I don't know where it's at.
How old is your brother? Your 6-year-old brother?
No, 26.
Come here, wait.
You left the gun?
I don't know where you left for that.
You know where you are.
I do not. I ain't driving you.
You're driving me.
Look, man, I go to work every day. Mind my business. I don't bother nobody or nothing like that. That's saying I pick from my mother. She's all like,
The man was brought to court that morning. He was arrested and charged with unlawful imprisonment with the information that his sister had given us that he had held his mother against her will for a period of over 2 weeks. The officers who handled the arrest procedure reported back to me that the man was released to the family under the understanding that the family would seek psychiatric help for him.
Were you surprised at how hard it was to knock that door down?
Yes, the door was very hard to get down. I was very surprised. I don't think a junkie would have as much trouble getting in there as we did.
past rape in the park, up opposite Bronx Community College, with a complainant in the car. Ran down into the park and observed a male lying in the grass, and recovered the complainant's undergarments laying alongside him. I gotta take this vest off.
I gotta get a plastic envelope for this.
What's in it?
To keep the smell in here. Where do you live?
2062 Grand Avenue.
262? 2062 Grand Avenue?
All right.
You understood what I told you when I gave you your rights in the car, right? No. You didn't understand it? No. Do you want me to repeat it?
Yes.
That you have a right to remain silent? You don't have to give me anything but your name and address, you understand that? You have a right to an attorney? You have a right to an attorney? I told you in the car, you just didn't understand it. It's not kind of late. You're playing dumb.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. That dumb trick doesn't work. 2062 Grand Avenue. What apartment?
Hold on.
What apartment do you live in?
But it's saying thing you play on me.
So you don't have to give me any information. You know that? You know what? And you won't get any bail. You're sitting in there for 2 years until this case is over. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
Well, why don't you wise up?
I'm playing for the bill.
Don't play games. You want to sit in jail for 2 years? Because that's how long this thing will take to get over.
That kind of long to be concerned.
You want to sit in jail for 2 years?
No, I don't have to.
Huh?
Yeah.
You know, I've been treating you nice, right?
I never disrespect you.
Well, why are you starting now?
I never disrespect.
Why are you starting now?
I'm waiting to sit here.
It's a two-way street, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right? I treat you nice, and then you start acting up, and then you know what happens? Then I don't treat you so nice.
And then I see it.
So give me the information when I ask you for it, okay? You're still being smart, right?
Yeah.
Don't play games, all right? Don't play games with me. Don't let my softball fool you. You understand? I ask you questions about where you live. That's the only information you have to give me. I'm not asking you anything about the crime, all right?
I'm telling you the truth.
Huh? What apartment do you live in?
I don't live in no apartment.
Well, where do you live? Where do you live in the building?
In the street.
You said you live in 2062 Grand
Yeah,
Avenue.
that's an apartment I always get, man. What you got looking for?
Hey!
Instead of saying, look, live in the street.
Yeah, talk to Jimmy on the phone so you can do the story.
You're not scared, man. I'm not playing.
I don't scare people.
But yeah, when I'm not playing on your intelligence, either.
Well, you should just explain it more to me. I would have understood it.
Okay. You know?
I'll give you a help.
Yeah, I guess somebody.
He's only 19? You'll bring me the doctor's name and everything, right? When I got up to that area, he grabbed her, right? Grabbed her and dragged her down into the pathway. I'm trying to write into the pathway. Punched her in the mouth. Kicked her. And said if she didn't stop screaming, stop screaming and do what he said, he would hurt her.
He forced her to lay down, lifted up her bra and rubbed her chest and started sucking. He told her to take off her pants. She said no. Then he took them off. Then he went down to her vagina with his mouth. Then asked her to commit to oral sex on him. She refused. He then proceeded to have sexual intercourse. She then pushed him off and went to a girlfriend's house. This guy's intox. He's straight now. Well, if he isn't saying anything as far as the actual incident itself, got a bag of smoke on him. About $4.90 in his pocket. And when I went down into the park, I went on a lower pathway. Two of the other officers went on a different path. And I went down this other path with her. I had her on my arm and I had my flashlight out. She said it's down on this lower part. So I went down there and I observed him lying on his, he was lying in a position and a baby lies in. I'm trying to think of the name. Fetal position, right? And alongside him were the panties. And she identified him. I put the flashlight right to him. And I hollered when my partner came down. She identified him right there. Hello? Is this Mrs. You have a son, Jose? All right, this is Police Officer Daniel from the 4-4 Precinct. I'm going to put him on the phone, okay? Can you hold that minute, please? Can I give you a chance to move back and see what I told you? I got to do a few other things. Yeah, I'll come back. Where's the phone?
Hello? Yeah. I don't know, they arrested me. I was getting down with this bro. But then the mother when she don't speak Spanish. She don't speak English too much. So I was getting down with this bro.
Yeah.
Mom, I was getting down with this bro in the park. And the police came and they arrested me. Over here, what precinct is this?
She can't see
44. 44.
You can't see.
She can't see. Usted no me puede ver. I go to court maybe tomorrow.
You want me to tell her where to go to court?
Okay? So yo voy para corte mañana, okay? Okay, venga, perdido.
Problem. Okay. Come back and get smoke. Okay? When I come back, I'll get him to you. You give me the money when I bring it back, okay? What do you want?
He didn't seem like he's really capable of the crime, I guess.
He was very casual about it, and I guess we found out later that he was arrested before, so that was the reason why he didn't mean anything to him at this time. And he called his mother and said that he was just laying in the park, and we just came and locked him up for no reason at all.
Any background on him? Was he employed or anything like that?
He was unemployed, and like I said previously, he was arrested about 3 months before for rape and about 1 or 2 times for burglary and robbery.
So what kind of a sentence would he face?
I guess anywhere from 25 years up.
That high?
That high, but they'll probably plea bargain it down to maybe 7 to 5, attempted assault or something like that.
How does a forcible rape get changed to an assault?
Well, it's all, that's when they have a conference up at the bench. The ADA, the attorney representing the defendant and the judge. And they...
What about the attorney for the victim?
Well, that's what I mean. The ADA represents the victim. And they all have a consultation, and they determine at that time what the best possible action is and what the final plea will be. It really isn't up to us to determine what type of sentences these people have. Sometimes we become very frustrated because they do plea bargain these cases down.
You know what actually happened with the guy?
He was indicted by the Bronx grand jury. And at this time, the case is pending.
There's no trial yet?
There's no trial at this time, no, we haven't been notified, but they're trying to connect him up with similar rapes that occurred up in that area, which they had about 6 in the past year and a half.
I got a 2-party check here. The check is no good to nobody. I got $10 to my name. The gentleman that we went to the place to stay and give him the check, he gave me $10 because I didn't have any other kind of help. Here's the check here. The check ain't no good. to nobody but the gentleman that was gonna let me stay there, you know? Now the gentleman tells me that somebody else got the apartment, they have rent onto it and everything, but he went away for a while and stayed with his girlfriend, and that he came back tonight. I got the gentleman's name, you could call him in. I'm out in the street, I don't have no place to go, and I was wondering if there's any place.
Welfare rented the place for you?
They got the place for me, in other words.
You have
the gentleman, see, welfare called this place, right, Roman House, and they okayed the place, but come to find out, when we went there to go get the place tonight, the gentleman said that somebody else already rented the place last week or something, and the guy went away to stay with his girlfriend. He just left the room. In other words, he has the room. He rented the room, but he went to stay with his girlfriend for a while, and he came back tonight. There's the gentleman's number if you want to call him and things.
Where's the building?
Excuse me? Where I was supposed to stay? There's the gentleman's number and everything. He couldn't explain the story to you. He gave me $10 to help me out, try to find something. He took me to another place and they were filled up or something.
Who do you have with you?
I have my mother and I have my wife.
Yeah, Sergeant McInerney over the 4-4 precinct. Sergeant McInerney in the 4-4 precinct? Yeah, we got a man in here. What's your name, Tripp?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Tripp, he was over to see you. That welfare had rented a room for 4 days.
Yeah,
and what happened? You rented the room to somebody else? Or?
What, all three of you gonna be using the room?
Excuse me?
All three of you using the room?
I got an apartment over here, but it's, in other words, it's cold. There's no hot water, no heat, no nothing in there. It was supposed to be, the landlord was supposed to come over and turn this stuff on for me. And in other words, welfare was going to give him the check tomorrow. In other words, this was just temporarily this room until I got straightened out over here. But over here, the landlord never brought nothing. He never done nothing. And there's no way I have to stay over there because I ain't got no blankets, no nothing, you see? And I got to go to family court tomorrow so I can try to get my kids back. And I got to have an apartment in order to get my kids back because that's the reason why they took them away.
Do you have a place on University Avenue you told him you could stay?
Yeah, I do, like I just explained to him, but that place is unfit to live in right now. The landlord was supposed to work in it today.
They got burned out?
No, that ain't the place where I got burnt out. I got burnt out from Bainbridge Avenue. And I found this place here, and the landlord was supposed to fix it up for me today. So I thought I could stay there.
You can get a room in there or anything for him for the night? Okay, because he has no place to stay, you know, it's kind of difficult.
I gotta get cleaned up. I can't go to court tomorrow because I'll never see my kids or anything, you know? And welfare refused to help me. That's why I lost my kids in the beginning, you know? Because I had a truck and I sold the truck and they think I still have the truck and this and that. It's just a messed up story, believe me.
My partner and I observed this fellow in the process of stealing a car. As we approached the auto, he fled. I gave chase on foot. He didn't give much resistance. He just says, okay, placed me under arrest. At that point, we handcuffed him, told him to take it easy, we're bringing him back to the station house. Approximately 3 minutes elapsed and 2 blocks. He became very violent in the rear seat. He started kicking my partner in the head and screaming, biting, using every means possible to hurt myself, my partner, and others in the auto. At that point, I jumped on him, trying to subdue him. I hit him in the head. It didn't seem to do any good. He was biting at that time, and had my shirt was in his teeth. At that point, I hit him again, and I believe he went unconscious. As we arrived at the station house, we had called for an ambulance to come forthwith. We were afraid that he might have been seriously injured.
Everything was under control. It was on the way back. You got another set of handcuffs here? Who's working with you? What do you need? More handcuffs? Yeah.
Green Station. Yeah, Green Station.
original call was for a Red Plymouth.
Yeah.
He was trying to get a Red Plymouth earlier.
Yeah.
You ain't the guy I'm looking for. I know. You're not the guy I'm looking for, man. What you get out of here? Calm down. Who are you? Calm down. Who are you? The boss. Now, you're not the boss. Get out of here, man. Well, get out of here. You're not the man. Wait. What are you doing? Come on, man. Calm down. Get over me, man. What you mean, man? Get on my leg, man. You fucking on my leg. Get on my leg. Shit. God damn it. Shit. Hey, you son of a bitch. You, yeah, come over here. What you gonna do about it? I'll kick your ass. Man, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 men against 1. Hey, what you doing with the cameraman when you take a picture now, man? Now you're about to take it, motherfucker. Wait.
No, that's not unusual at all. I've seen on many an occasion 120-pound burglar or purse snatcher might take 4 or 5 cops to restrain him once he gets into a violent state. Any of these psychos that we run into have very unusual strength that you just can't believe the strength that they have. It's amazing when they go into a certain state. One minute they're calm and the next minute they could lift you over their head.
Did he have any prior arrests?
Oh yes, he had a very long, what we call a yellow sheet, and all his priors were for more or less on the same line, either stealing cars or out of cars, burglary, possession of stolen property. He's a professional burglar, is what he is, but petty, small-time professional burglar.
Was he injured?
Was more or less, I think, just a lot of blood. As far as injury, he refused medical aid. We asked him if he would go to the hospital, and he refused medical aid. But more or less, the next day I didn't even see any bandages on him. His head, he hadn't any bandages in court at all. So I imagine that it was more or less just an ugly scene, but he really wasn't injured. They had released him the following morning. I'm not sure if it was on $50 or $100. I think it was $100 bond, which would probably mean $10 cash. He was released and told to appear at another date, which I was there also. And he was sitting in the courtroom, giving everybody, especially me, some very strange looks. And we waited, and the courtroom was the usual self. It was backed up, case after case, and at 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock there was a recess for lunch, and Mr. Rodriguez, I guess, got tired of waiting, and he went to lunch and never came back, so there was a warrant issued for him. I sat there till about 5 o'clock that night till they called the case, and then I told him that Mr. Rodriguez is no longer here. He had left.
There must be something you can do. This lady's 70 years old.
bed?
I can't tell.
Tony, was it a hammer or a...
We don't know what it was. There's a hammer in the apartment. She says it was an iron.
I'm gonna go over there now.
Says it was an axe. Did you look for the axe? We looked, sir. Okay, all right. Weapon not recovered, that's all. Hello, dear. That's Sergeant Farrell. You understand that we have to do this?
She don't know what's going on yet.
She doesn't know anything yet. No.
Yeah.
All right.
What happened?
She had an argument with her mother, right? And the mother allegedly picked up an axe and hit her in the face with an axe. So she got 12 stitches in the face, the nose, around the face. She was treated and released her. She's back home now.
So what is she going to do about it?
She doesn't want nothing to do about it now. She wants her released, but you can't do it. She has to be held, taken to family court, and the judge has to release her in the family court.
What happened? Your daughter doesn't listen to you? You have a fight with her?
Ooh, yeah.
Would you hit her?
She woke me up,
Did you hit her with something? What'd you hit her with?
I got out here.
Oh, okay, all right. You realize the police have to arrest you now?
No, I didn't know.
No, well, yeah. Unfortunately, they do.
Because I want to move out of her because she's going to take my thing.
All right, well, what happens is when you go over to court, you tell the judge exactly what happened, okay? And there'll be a lawyer over there to...
Well, I can't say that with my thing. I can't say that with my thing.
How old are you?
I'm 69. I was 69 on the 15th of last month.
Okay. Do you have any money on you?
Yeah, I have.
All right. How much do you have? Count that, please. Come on over here.
I don't know, but you see how she was fucking really saying all bad words.
I'm gonna go over there now and find out for sure.
Look, is this what you hit her with?
I think you have something else, because she come down and woke me up.
But is this what you hit? Yeah, what's his daughter's name?
She named Ruth.
Luke, is this what you hit her with?
All right, dear, where do you keep your money?
I told you I keep it on my gun.
Okay, where is it so we can count it?
I'll have to go check it out.
She's got it on a Precinct. Hold it.
Well, I've been robbed and I've been pocket picked 3 times and I pushed it higher. And I've been robbed one time. The man robbed me one of these $190.
Yeah. You're under arrest for assaulting your daughter.
Well, God, I don't know how much. She come there and woke me up just on me crying.
All right, now just a minute. Don't, just take it easy.
I was laying up there asleep. And she always pick at me and oh, have mercy, Jesus. Why she do that? What she do that for? I had to fear for my whole life. And she just did my thing that she got to tell my thing too. I was trying to get my Lord, have mercy, what she do that
All right,
for?
you want to relax? You want to just take it easy for a minute and listen to me? Huh? Believe me, it's not that serious, okay?
Oh, Lord, what they do that for? I don't know why they do that. I would never walk. Lord, have mercy, the Holy Ghost with you. Oh, Jesus. Have mercy, have mercy. I'm praying Christ for the Holy Ghost. God called me, told me to get up and try to walk. And I did it walk. Oh, Lord. And now this arthritis got me. Oh, Jesus, I've been knocked out dead. Dead wrong. Lord.
What happened to that old woman?
I don't know. Probably nothing.
You didn't go to court with it?
I went to pre-arraignment, and you don't appear in front of the judge with her, and she, from what I understand, it was going to be
recommended back to family court because it was a family matter. This was the impression I got from the DA that day. That they would arraign her on the assault charge and then recommend it back to family court.
And is that because the daughter didn't press charges?
Well, that's part of it, and the fact that they both lived in the same house, they really felt that this was some sort of should be something for a caseworker rather than the police department, because this woman had nowhere else to go to begin with, except with the daughter.
And did that woman have to spend the night in jail?
Yes.
Did she make it through?
Oh, yeah, she did real well. She'd been arrested quite a few times before.
For something similar?
A couple of assaults and some petty larceny and a few other odds and ends. She had quite a record. She told the matron in the cell, she said, "I've been arrested before. You don't scare me. I know what I have to do." She was just mad because they wouldn't let her keep her cane in the cell.
Was it ever established what she had actually done?
The only thing that we did establish was that she hit the daughter in the face with some kind of an object. The daughter claimed it was an axe. The woman said it was a piece of iron, but it was never recovered, so nobody really knows what it was.
Did you see the daughter?
Yeah.
How did she look?
Looked like an axe to me. She was split right down the middle of her nose.
You look at the average policeman, and he comes from the lower middle class or upper lower class, and suddenly he's going to become a policeman. He wants security, he wants a nice paying job, he wants to work out of doors, he wants to help people. He is going to don this uniform, and he is going to go out into the streets of our city, and he is going to help people. And that is the psychology. And he goes to the police academy, and he is told that he's going to be helping people, and he is taught how to help people. He's going to be preserving the fabric of our society, preserving life and property, maintaining the peace, and doing all noble purposes. And then he gets out there and he suddenly discovers that he's regulating human behavior, that he is bitterly resented, and he's shocked. Police officers' reaction to this is absolute shock that a citizen, and I mean the citizen generically, should resent his presence, and he does, and it is resented, and it is resented rightly. We all bridle at control. The policeman has great difficulty assimilating this knowledge. He becomes a bit cynical, he becomes a bit hardened. He cannot permit every emotional contact to drain him. He has to have emotions for his life and for his family. So like the prostitute that cannot afford to become emotionally, romantically involved with every client, the policeman cannot afford to become emotionally or romantically involved with every client. And the result is that he develops calluses over his emotions. As a matter of fact, that hardness and that cynicism permits him to cope with what he encounters. I think that if you maintain the involvement of the philosopher in the ghetto and a policeman, I think he'd disintegrate after a very little while.
But do you think that there are degrees to which policemen become hardened that perhaps go over into another area where they begin to have negative...
Absolutely, absolutely. And this is reflected in names like Fort Apache. Here we are surrounded by a bunch of hostiles. We are an island of heroes and a sea of hostility. It is us and them. They're all a bunch of animals out there. The insularity grows, the parochialism grows, and they become an island. So we have the outside world and we have the police world, and we experience our reality, and the real world experiences its reality. And it is terribly difficult for any citizen to understand the complexities involved in police work. The policeman fundamentally has a ringside seat on the greatest show on earth. One of the beautiful things about being a policeman is that you're at the center of action all the time. You are seeing people, sometimes even famous people, in the most incredible circumstances. You're in on every secret of society, in a sense. And that's very exciting. The public doesn't understand everything that you see. You cannot even explain it. Most policemen have a tighter relationship with their partners than they do with their wives, which is a whole different situation. So the insularity grows, the secretiveness grows, the parochialism grows. Society doesn't understand the policeman's role. The policeman is shocked to discover that society doesn't appreciate him sufficiently, and they are driven apart. And this really creates a kind of ineluctable drift that I don't know how to combat.
The newspapers aren't going to print the truths. They're not going to print the actual type of crimes that are going out here. Come running out for a day to film a day in the life of a cop or a day in the life of a high crime precinct. Bullshit. That's all it is. Total bullshit. You can't do it because it's just like a flowing river and all the garbage is coming down through it. And you just couldn't do it in a day or in 2 days. You have to come out here and sit around and then the cops are told you don't talk to anybody, you don't say nothing to anybody, you got to keep everything quiet. Baloney, you can't do that. You got to get out there and you got to speak and you got to say, this is what's going down, and this is what happens when you go to court, and this is how ridiculous it looks when you get out of court. You come walking back and here's a guy you just arrested for robbery standing on the corner, and the judges let him out.
But you can't classify us as soldiers, or as you say, mercenaries, because we're getting paid for what we do. Because again, we're not out there fighting anything other than crime. A soldier and a mercenary doesn't try to protect anybody but themselves. And they fight for X number of feet or yards of ground. All we're trying to do is keep society safe from the animals that are out here.
Well, let's put it this way. They can intimidate some policemen out here, okay?
And they do, correct?
And they most certainly do. They most certainly do. But then again, if they come up against me and my partner and they start any of that crap, I would think nothing of knocking them right on their back. And everybody thinks, and they always come out with these statements, about how the cops like to kick ass and haul ass and everything like that. As sad as it may seem, there's people out here who need their ass kicked to haul them back in the line.
It's not a popularity contest out here. I'm not out here to have everybody love me. This is why I said before, it's not a job everybody can do.
Who has the gun?
A guy named Chinito. He lives right in the building there.
Yeah, and where is your husband?
He was right over there. I was there with a girlfriend of mine with him.
Where was it, on the street or in the apartment?
No, we was him and this guy's girlfriend was talking his ideas, and like he came through the door with a gun, and I heard a gunfire shot, but I don't know if he was shot. I just ran to see if I could find some help.
Yeah, 4-4 Mike to Central, Kate. Yeah, give us a backup. We got the
You can turn right up
car.
here.
There was shots
See
fired.
that block there? You can make a rock right there. This is where it's at, right here. That's the one. That's the man that tried to shoot my husband.
Which one?
Him right there.
Which
the
one?
skinny man right there with the t-shirt.
Who has got the gun?
He's got the gun. He took the gun
Where
and
is the
everything.
gun?
He's up on the corner. You
Where?
check him out on the corner.
Where?
See right up there? Straight up there, right? He
Get
took
on that
all my
radio.
component and everything. You asked him right here. These guys are
tell him
right
they got
here.
shut up. Up in the corner. Up in the corner. Get the guy. He's got the gun. All the way up the corner. Right on the corner. They're standing up there.
Could you call my wife inside, please?
God strike my two kids, Daddy. He pulled the gun on my son.
Relax.
God strike my two babies, Daddy. He pulled it on him.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
I'm not harassing nobody. All right.
Just relax.
I'm cool. I got all my witness right here. All
What
of them.
is the guy wearing?
You guys wearing like a strap and jacket. Broke into my apartment. Look at my windows down
You
there.
liar! You
Took my
liar!
components and everything.
You damn liar! No, he's a liar!
Listen.
My God strike my two babies dead! You did it! And I'll kill you, you motherfucker!
Mister, why don't you just lay off?
I'll kill your whole motherfucking family for this
Just
shit!
lay off. Okay?
He smacked me. He
Just
came back
simple as
about 2 nights ago. He smacked me on my face. No, he came back.
This is an ongoing thing.
Officer,
That's right,
that's because he arrested me!
Hey, sit down in the car and be quiet.
Get it! I'ma kill your mother for this! I swear upon my father's grave, my children, I swear!
When everything, he came knocking on my windows, I was asleep. They came knocking on my window.
You damn
Stole on
liar!
my windows and stole my
Get you, you're
components.
gonna die for this, your whole family!
You know what I mean? That's the way
You
it happens.
see this fucking hoe? I'll kill that bitch!
You see?
You
Jimmy,
fucking
keep
hoe!
her in the car.
Officer, Number one, when I was pregnant, this ball right here kicked me in my stomach when I was pregnant with my first baby. Take the picture, take the picture. Get off of me. That whore tried to kill my baby once. And I'm gonna kill her. She tried to kill my son. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. That man pulled a gun on my husband.
Oh my God.
My husband tried to defend himself. Yes, I swear. I don't know. When I saw it, I ran over here.
Two of them, two girls,
I
this
just
one,
came out of
another girl, and
them
him.
nice people let me in to
They
use
busted
their
my window.
phone
He
to
came
call
on my
the
window,
police.
right? I was in
And
my
that's where
bedroom
I
laying
called
on me and my old lady. He came on my windows. I told her not to open it. She opened it because the dude said he wanted to talk to us. So we talked it, and for a while he said, come on out and fight like a man. I said, look, man, I know you're bigger than I am. I won't fight you. I don't want no trouble. So what he did, he pulled down, you know, the shades and broken through, you know, I want to call Victor, the super, right? And I said, look, man, that guy's busting up the joint. He came in, stole my components and run up that way. He and another girl. That was it.
Things and I lent them to that girl.
My components and
And I asked her to give them back to me.
Get there.
Come on over here.
Margarita. Margarita, there is... Okay, Margarita, are you listening to me? You gonna listen to me now? Everybody who was over there that was out in the street told us what happened with you and your husband tonight.
But I have a witness that was scared.
Okay, all right. Okay. If you have a witness, you'll have to bring your witness to court. Okay? We're not going to keep you here. No, you won't go crazy. We're not going to keep you here. Have you ever been arrested before?
No.
This is Maria?
He did that to you, mommy? He did that to you? No, he didn't. Who did this to you? Who did this to you? Tell me.
Nobody did anything.
Nobody did anything to me.
Let me explain something to you.
Yeah, explain it to me.
Okay, she's under arrest for breaking into the apartment. You're under arrest for breaking into the apartment.
No, I didn't break into the apartment.
Okay, you're under arrest. You let the courts decide it, all right?
All right, go ahead.
Deep pockets.
Go ahead. Let
You tore things out?
No, you the light ones. He doesn't know.
That's our wallet.
This is hers.
Yeah, that's all. That's very good case.
Let him go a minute, Margarita. That don't count, huh?
No, that's not mine.
Whose pocket did it come out? Mine?
Mine.
Okay, you got it. Want to step over there, please? No, Margarita, sit down. Rudy? Yeah. All right, the upshot of this whole thing, the whole disagreement, the burglary tonight, stems from a disagreement between over some property lent by one girl to another girl, and they went over to discuss it tonight, and at which time an argument ensued, and they threatened the girl whose apartment it is with a knife. Her boyfriend ran out of the apartment, apparently to get this gun, which is an air gun. They ransacked the apartment, apparently possibly looking for the articles of clothing.
And when they were leaving the apartment, they were confronted by the occupant of the apartment, his boyfriend, who had in his possession this air gun, which he threatened them with, which caused the girl who he originally picked up in the car to flee extremely fast over to the location where we found her. And she thought it was a real gun.
What is an air gun?
An air gun is a type of thing where they, into the bottom here, they put a CO2 cartridge, and it is loaded with BBs through a compartment in the back here, and it's a repeater. They just pull the trigger and it shoots BBs. It's not capable of really doing any injury or damage to you, except a sting. But it is considered, the way it was used, as a dangerous weapon. You're not dealing with rational people, number one. You're dealing with two girls. One is 18, the other girl is 17. She's got 2 children already. She doesn't know where any of her family is. If they have a possession, no matter how small or minute it is, it's a major possession to them. They will fight. They'll do anything they can to get it back. You're not in a position to. They're not competent to sit down and discuss something to try and settle a problem that isn't even a major problem at all. And then everything at one particular point, it all reverts to violence.
Each thing mushrooms further and further. Like it starts out with a fist fight, then it goes to a stick, a knife, an imitation gun. If we hadn't made an arrest tonight, the other guy would have come back with a real one. Or we'd have had shots fired and somebody DOA. I mean, it's got to be stopped someplace. So we stop it now with an arrest. And we let the courts to settle it. They'll talk to both parties, probation advisors, and that'll be quieted down. She'll get her clothes back. Chances are somebody will move. There's fear out there now that it's going to get worse. And everybody knows it will. So if you don't stop it, you've got dead people in the street. And that's what eventually it winds up as.
Come on down, Tommy. Lower down. Come on, Marty. I'm from Emmy. This is an ambulance right away. Oh my God. Nobody saw it. All these people and nobody said that. His sister's over there. ¿Dónde está la hermana de él? Mira, aquí está. Well, who do you live with? Is that your mother? Take her. Oh, shut up. 44 Charlie to Central. 44 Charlie to Central. You got a bus responding 162. Mira, He stabbed about 14 times. Yeah. Didn't you see him? I pulled him out and opened him up.
Lo bajé para abajo ahora, venía con los nenes, bajando para abajo y la señora estaba... Mira, yo pasé por aquí, usted está sentado aquí, yo lo veo ahí debajo.
There's no ambulance coming. They're on no ambulance. All right?
Yeah, how long, man? How long is gonna take, man? Right, so he's planning to gonna let him die then?
Hey, what are you, a troublemaker or what? Right, you got plenty to say, but you got nothing to help.
Yeah, man, you got the guy there.
Keep him quiet, huh? He's got a big goddamn mouth, that's all he's got. It's on the back. What sector are you?
Did you think the boy was dead?
I think he's dead. But you never say that. In front of a large group like this, they can get very nasty, as you saw. Hey,
Look, I want these people arrested up there. No, the people that live up there. Yes, the people that sent these other people to stab.
Did you make chalk marks?
Probably will.
Huh?
Probably will. They're going to want to know.
Just mark his feet, that's all. He put an arrow where his head was.
The guys are ready? Yeah, they were riding with us tonight.
What do we got here, Sergeant? All right, you got a description or you got a name?
I got a description, I got a name.
I heard you put a description over there. Who gave it to you? Somebody in the crowd here?
The kid's DOA's girlfriend.
Where is she?
She was just with her sister.
Don't move down the
She's down on the stoop.
Got a name and everything?
Yeah, they all live there.
DOA lives in there too?
Yeah.
Well, we'll look for some witnesses, see if, we can get anything out of a witness. But right now, with that crowd there, nobody's going to talk to us anyway. But, maybe we'll dig up somebody.
No sideshow. No sideshow.
Well, this happened at 11 o'clock last night. We've been working since 3 o'clock yesterday. We went on duty. So, as you see, we're tired. And we still have more work to do tonight. Before
we got to talk to everybody in the building.
We have to go over and what we call canvas, see if people saw anything, heard anything, and see what we can elicit from them.
Then re-canvas the whole thing because these people weren't home and they didn't answer the door.
A lot of follow-up work on our part. Like I say, you see us at the scene and then we seem to disappear. But that's not really the investigation. And you're not able to talk to anybody because everybody's afraid to be seen, talking to the detectives. So they'll hold back even if they have information. And, that's our biggest job is to try to overcome this mentality. Because, people have this I don't want to get involved mentality. And we're trying to instill in them that the only way we're going to help them in their own neighborhoods is that they have to help us to help them. And until we can convince them, it makes our job a little more difficult. But we're pretty successful, right?
Yeah, you get them to find out. But even like on a scene, you got so many people out there who probably saw the thing. How do you get in touch with them? How do you get them off to the side? You say, look, I just want to know what happened first. You can't walk up to them right there. It has to be done a little bit discreetly, and then you push them off to a hallway or inside their apartment somehow and get the story.
Today we were able to locate, several witnesses. That'll be a big help to us in the case. Okay?
We never explained as to what type of motive there might be for the crime.
Yeah, this was a dispute between two families. The fellow that did the killing was a friend of one of the families, and he was told about it, and he decided to act like Big Brother and to try to settle this thing.
Make an impression on the girls.
Yeah, he was trying to impress the girls and the family that he knew. And, the macho image. And that's, he went down, he challenged the other fellow didn't back off, and unfortunately one boy is dead today and the other boy is going to be in jail for a while.
He chased him around the car, for the particulars. Stick gave him one shot right in the stomach. That was the one that did it, and he chased him around the car. As he found it, the other guy went under the car. While he was under the car, they tried to poke him a few other times, but those were just superficial wounds and whatnot. And that was about what happened. They stayed out until about 6 or 7 this morning. We went and hit his apartment last night. We knew where we lived. And it's a real
rat hole, actual rat hole. Roaches, they got no lights in there, the water runs continually. And they come back about 6 or 7, so then we went there this morning. And the guy who did the stabbing was asleep in bed, he was sleeping.
Do you think the fact that he was asleep in his apartment was normal or unusual?
It's normal. It's normal. They go to sleep right in the station house. We have 16-year-old kids get arrested for homicide, and they may say, "Oh my God," or something. But 15 minutes later, you got to wake the guy up and say, "Listen, we got to make these papers out or something." Oh yeah, okay, like that. And I would think a normal thing to do would be having your eyes bulging out, and you'd be shaking like a leaf or something like that.
I don't know if he realized that the person that he had gotten in the fight with had died. So that had something to do with it. And it's just a careless attitude, because I don't think they realize the seriousness of the crimes they commit, especially in homicides. And I guess they have a complacent attitude about it. So when they're caught, you really don't get any emotions out of them. They just sort of in a sort of a trance-like state. I really have rarely ever had, in all the homicides I investigated, which have probably been, well over 50, I don't think I've ever had anybody ever say to me, "I'm sorry I did it, I didn't mean to do it, I wish I didn't do it." I've never seen any regret on anybody's part.
Just as in Clockwork Orange, a dehumanized and impersonal society is brutalizing and conditioning its citizens, so do we have poverty, the lack of education, the inability to articulate, alcoholism, unemployment, inadequate housing, and all of the desperate conditions of the ghetto, fundamentally conditioning our citizens in that ghetto to resolve their disputes violently. We have a subculture in our society, and it resides in the ghetto, and we are conditioning this subculture, and their reaction is very predictable. B.F. Skinner would have no difficulty identifying what is happening there. We are conditioning people to fail, we are conditioning people to become alcoholics, we are conditioning them to be violent, and we give them no other mechanisms with which to cope. So there is nothing inevitable about it. It is a process that is taking place because of forces that are conditioning this response, just as forces are conditioning my response to educate my children effectively, make sure they're getting a good education, I pay my mortgage, pay my taxes, I resolve my disputes with my wife orally or with my colleagues through communications. In the ghetto, I'd be stabbing and punching and kicking and doing and scratching and doing everything else that everybody else is doing, simply because I'm a human being and I'm conditionable, and they're conditionable.
But so often the violence stems from such a trifling matter. Somebody neglected to return something they borrowed, and the person decided to go shoot the...
The levels of rage and frustration have created an emotional gorge that people are permanently endowed with in the ghetto. So, whereas it may take quite a while for me to get you angry enough to be violent, and if you were walking around with an emotional gorge up to here, it would only take another fraction of an inch to get you to respond. And that's really what is happening. The frustrations that I'm talking about, the heat, the misery, the lack of rest, the whole miserable condition of poverty. And Aristotle did say 2,500 years ago that poverty is the parent of revolution and crime. It is still true. And when you're going around with that gorge and those levels of frustration and permanent anger, and you don't even know at what, the first available target becomes the focus of the violence. America attacks the problems that it sees. It doesn't see these problems. They are now under the rug. The fact is that we have ignored them. The poor are being more ignored now than they ever have been. They are poorer than they ever have been. There hasn't been a significant redistribution of income in this nation for 30 years. The bureaucracy and the government are failing. And fundamentally, the federal government has simply got to look at what is happening in the inner city ghetto and address it. And one of the reasons it hasn't done so is because it has been invisible. No one is filming it, no one is writing about it, no one is doing stories about it. It is just invisible. If you go out into the streets of the Bronx, you'll see a lot of black and Hispanic, energetic young men and women all dressed up, no place to go, nothing to do, no jobs, no point in living, and seeking any form of escape that they can find, whether that form is drugs or alcohol or whatever. Most frequently it's alcohol, and thank God that it's so freely available. To the degree that I succeed in keeping it cool, and keeping the ghetto cool, to the degree that I can be effective, to that degree fundamentally am I deflecting America's attention from discovering this cancer. And the longer it is deferred, the discovery, as in Vietnam, the greater the moral dilemma and the greater the moral problem when it is ultimately discovered. So maybe I would be better off failing. Maybe I'd be better off not working quite as hard. Maybe I'd be better off not being as effective as I presume myself to be. And that way America would be confronting the problem as it had to do during the urban riots of the 60s and so on. The fact of the matter is that we are manufacturing criminals, we are manufacturing brutality out there, we are very efficiently creating a very volatile and dangerous sub-element of our society, and we are doing it simply because we don't want to face the burdens and the problems and the responsibilities that their existence imposes upon any society with conscience. So rather than awaken your conscience to the problem, you're far better off just ignoring it. And that's what we are doing. And I am very well paid, almost, to be the commander of an army of occupation in the ghetto. And that is a great tragedy, I think. And I don't know that anyone's useful life ought to be employed in that kind of a pursuit, however well paid one is. So that's where my sense of defeat and frustration come from.